yeah, I'm very uncomfortable in interviews. I'm very uncomfortable in revealing or in. I'm good in debate. I can argue a point or something, but talking about myself is a difficult thing.
Yeah.
And I think every artist has this. It's very difficult because it's you're stripping yourself in a way. You know, it's like shedding yourself from every protection that you have, and when you're naked, you're there, and you need to speak about you and answer, and it's not easy.
Why did you move from finance to art?
Well, we sold our company in France, and I took a sabbatical. And I wanted to do something completely different than I had ever done before. So I took a drawing class, and I stunk at drawing. I was really, really bad. You have to apologize sometimes my English. I put a lot of French. I learned English later on in my life. So, yeah. And then, but she had the intelligence, the lady that was teaching the course, to tell me that I should try maybe 3D, because the way I drew for her had this feel. And so I went to the sculptor studio, and something happened. It was like learning another language for me. It was like being able to say things in a different way, and things maybe that I could not really say, but that I could bring out. A viewer should be able to interact with the piece without having any references. I think that it's important that he brings in the references that he sees, or the things that talk to him through that piece. It's like two souls mating in a way, and they talk to each other for variable reasons. I mean, you and I are very different. We've had different lives, different pasts, and so of course you can never transfer what I've transferred into this piece into you. So why would you need my baggage to carry it through? I think that if you feel something, if you're sensitive to it, if it spoke to you, you reacted to it, then this is what it should be. My statement should not make you feel any different about my piece.
And yet it seems necessary. It seems necessary right now to sell the work that you have to create that statement.
Yes, and effectively today, without a statement, you don't exist, basically, because this is when you're asked about anything, it's artist statement. Okay, so yeah, we have to, we try to be as honest as we can in referencing to whatever the work has developed, but there are certain things that I keep to myself and that need to be kept.
Obviously you put yourself into the work, but this idea that you imbue the work with your own passions, your own life history, your own political stance, perhaps, and yet you're saying that there's some part of you that you want to hold back. You don't want to put all of it in because, or is it all going into the work and you don't want to put some of it into the public?
No, it's all going into the work. It's all going to the. There's one thing that you cannot do with your work is lie. You can't do that. It's you and it, and you transfer everything that you feel at this instant. I may feel different about something tomorrow, but this piece today is going to carry the way I feel today. My sensibilities, my pain, my sorrow, my happiness, these pieces will carry on an everyday basis what I am feeling. So in these terms, you can't lie to it. Now, the statement is another thing. The statement is a more dictated thing. It's something where you sit and you think and you ponder and you try to make a connection to the work and try to understand it. But this is total intuition. This is total reality. I mean, when I take, the wax or the concrete or whatever medium I'm working, it's just going to express what my hand is doing, and my hand will do what my soul is telling it to do in a way, and I can't lie about that. But again, statement is another story.
When you approach a new work, are you approaching it then fully emotionally, or partially emotionally, partially intellectually? Let's say, for instance, let's use the bench for example. Okay, outside the Olympic Stadium. first of all, maybe just tell me how that came about. Was it a piece that was existing, and you?
It was a piece that I was in the process of creating. I think that moving to Vancouver has had an impact on my work. The first work that I started doing was with the shadows and the vessels that are shaping into other things today that are more abstract and more thought of. Like, I know where I'm going and I know what I want to do and what I'm aiming to do, but again, each piece is individually done, so I work it and then I try to install it. The bench came because I wanted to take work out of the gallery space. In a gallery, when I was a child and we'd visit the museums and things, I always remember you could not touch sculptures. You could not, so one would say, don't touch, or there's a guard if you manage to get away from your mother and you're feeling it, and the guard would say, please move away. So to me, sculpture should be something that is touched, should be something that you can feel. It's not only visual, it's not a flat panel. You need to feel the curves. So I wanted to take something out of the gallery, bring it to the public. I was raised in Europe, and you have art in every corner, in every sidewalk, in every space. And so the major public, not the public that is thought of going into a gallery, prepared to see art, has read about the artist, is expecting what he's going to see. No, you put it there to the people, to the workers, to the passants, to the kids that are running. I can see kids climb on the bench, and this makes me so happy. They interact with it. So it came from this thought. I wanted to do a piece, and it just happened that TransLink was looking for work, so I submitted, and this is how it happened. And now my pieces, this was very intuitive because the bench, I started working clay out of the palm of my hand. And if you can see, the maquette of the piece fits exactly. It has the curve of the palm of my hand. So it started this way. And because it is a hand that's sculpted, the sculpture fitted in my hand, and then I wanted the body to fit in the sculpture. So we had it upscaled, and then I carved the upscale, and now it's sitting in the TransLink station, and yeah.
And then what happened?
Yeah, and then, this was one of the most learning processes that I've had, the bench. The experience was phenomenal. It started by being very sorrow and upsetting. I was really upset when I found that out, but then again, it was very naive of my part not to have thought that. Maybe skateboarders were going to use it. It's a very lonely work when you sculpt or when you do art. It's very lonely. You're alone many, many, many hours. So it's nice that sometimes when you need to breathe, you can just walk out and chat and see what somebody else is doing and grabbing a cup of coffee and then coming again and isolating. I feel like in a womb in here. It's
Are you comfortable being alone?
No, I am, but I like to have the reach of being able to not be if I need to not be. A lot of my work, a lot of the times, is very emotional, and I need to just get out and air, and this is fabulous for me. Fabulous. I mean, I had a few possibilities of renting a space with other artists and being, notably the guy that does my casting, he has a major warehouse space under the Oak Street Bridge on Southwest, which is much closer to my house. But I like this academic part. I like, I think it maintains you youthful, young in a way. I have much more energy when I'm here than when I'm alone at home or doing my things.
Is it because of the interaction with you and
with the students and the other artists, and it's refreshing. Everybody's got a story, everybody's got something, you have your worries, you come here, you leave them behind, everybody's got theirs. So it's a very neat environment. I'm very privileged to be here and that they keep here. I just wish that Vancouver would be able to be a little bit more daring in the choices that they make. They seem to, most of the time, not always, but most of the time they seem to take fit to art that has no risk, that they know of, that has been done before. Then it's been done, then we can take it in. Like we talked about earlier, the upside down church, it was something that was scary, it was something that could bring to controversy, it was something that, if people are upset, that's no good, so let's get rid of it. It's easier, instead of bringing out a debate, because after all, we are witnesses of a period, witnesses of a time, witnesses of our generation, of our lives. And aren't we supposed to create something that reflects it? The damage, the wars, the economy, the beliefs. We have something to say.
Did your life change when you took up art? Did you just blossom into this other person?
Yes. If you would have seen me in Paris, I was your stereotype. I was, yes, your stereotype. The friends that see me now, I go back quite a bit, and almost three times a year. And when I go, Marie, what are you doing to yourself? But you know what? I don't care. It's as if I had a hole that was filled. It's amazing. And I am living proof that you can start something in life later on. You should never say, oh, it's too late. The loss I would have had if I had not found this. It completed me. I don't see time go by. I can come here and then look at my watch and it's 6 o'clock at night. They come and drag me out to have lunch, but I can't wait to get here in the morning. And I think that for a human being to have this relationship with what we so-called work, because to me it's not work. I'm enjoying every instant. Not always. There's moments where it's total frustration, where you wanted to do something and it's not, and where it's not happening and it's not. But overall, all it's done is give me a terrible joy. And I feel very privileged that I've had people that have believed in me and entrusted the work, and because I'm able to see it live on beyond me, and this is superb.
You're just talking about living on. I don't have children, and I guess I felt compelled in life to do something that would live beyond me. I'm not sure why, but maybe it's as a substitute for children. You have children, so you've got something that's going to live beyond you anyway, with your children and their lives and so forth. But do you think that artists have a need to create something of permanence, something that says, this was me?
A traceability, an imprint. My children are my children from my womb, but they're not my imprint. This is my imprint. This is me. And if it remains for any whatever reason, it's going to be an image of something or someone that has been there at a certain given moment. It's a trace of something. It's a note, a message. I don't try to think too much about it, but I just know that I am happy that they can become live, because a lot of the times when you have a project, you have to also think of economical viability for an artist. You can have the ambition of wanting to do large-scale projects and the ambition to want to do installations, but if you don't have the means, then this ambition is nothing. It crumbles. So when you have collectors and curators that believe in you, this gives you the possibility to propel. And one thing that I tend to do, and they get sometimes eerie and scared, is that I'm always trying new things, new materials, new mediums. Now I'm working with light and resin. And they say, well, we like this. And I say, yes, but it's when you have something to say, when you have a book to write, you write a book. Once you've written it, you're not going to write about it again. You've done what you had to do. You've given your information out. It's time to discover another topic, another subject that's going to get you to document, to research, to learn about. And to me, this is what art should be. Why should this not transcend in your work? It would be hypocritical not to do so. How could you transcribe a work the same way I did 10 years ago? I am another person. I am somebody else. And I may be someone else 5 years down the road. So how could I, if I am honest to myself, how could I still be doing what I did 5 years ago? I mean, if you write, your writing gets better, right? Or you have opinions that can diverge because you've lived different things. You've traveled to different countries. You've seen something new. So how could your everyday life not be affected by that?